everyone, in behalf of my group, I'm here in front of you to introduce our topic. Our topic is all about good leadership. Before we proceed to our main topic, I have one question. What is human behavior?
Human behavior is the capacity of mental health, physical, emotional, and social activity experienced during the 5 stages of human being life: prenatal, infancy, childhood, adolescent, and adulthood. It includes the behaviors that are dictated by culture, society, values, moral, ethics, and genetics. According to human behavior, how humans act and behave in regards in relation to their surrounding. Terminally, there are 2 factors. These factors are natural and environmental. Natural determination is defined as determination of human behavior to inherited characteristics, and more specifically, genetics. On the other hand, environmental determination is the definition of human behavior to interaction with the environment in the surrounding.
Motivation. Motivation encompasses the internal and external factors that stimulate desire and energy in people to be continually interested in and committed to a job or subject, and to exert persistent efforts in attaining a goal. It results from the interactions among conscious and unconscious factors such as the intensity of desire or need, incentive or reward value of the goal, and expectation of the individual and of his or significant others. According to Swindle 2012, motivation means the drive and ambition needed to achieve our goals. We all need that extra push at some stage of our life, whether it be at work, in school, or home, or maybe to give up a bad habit or shed a few pounds. We need motivation to get a job done and achieve a goal. Self-motivation can work for some people. For example, if you are trying to lose some weights, just imagine how you will look and feel when you can fit again in your smaller size clothes. An old photograph of a slimmer you could help motivate to keep going. If you work in sales, it is important to stay motivated to achieve your targets in order to earn cash bonuses or even job promotion in addition to commission. It is also easy to become demotivated. For example, you may be way off your sales targets and you realize this is no chance of reacting them, so you just give up. Negative people can demotivate you as well.
Good leadership.
Good leadership pertains to the qualities exemplified by leaders. It also refers to act of leading or the process of social influence in which one person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of a common task. It is often said that some people are good leaders while others are not, but is the really basis for judging one's capacity to be a good leader from a follower's perspective.
These are difference between good leadership and bad leadership. Characteristic of a good leader.
Vision. Good leaders know they want to go and they can motivate people to believe in their vision for the country, community, and family. Good leaders view things as what they could be and not simply as what they are.
Good leaders can make sound judgment and decision even during crucial situations. Passion. Good leaders are very passionate and intensely obsessed in what they are focused on, be it business, sport, or hobby. Compassion. Good leaders show compassion for their supporters and followers. They possess exemplary coaching and development skill. Where this leader argues accomplishment, this can still consistently take for their constituent. They are not selfish individual, who think only about their own wants and needs. They have a heart from others. Charisma. Good leaders are captivating, charming individuals who tend to draw people toward them. It could be because of the way they talk or carry themselves. They excel in building relationships and in eliciting performance from their group. Communication skill. Good leaders are usually great orators and persuaders. They can express their ideas clearly and convincingly. Persistence. Good leaders are determined to attain their goals in spite of obstacles and problems. They believe that the benefits of attaining your goals outweigh the risk and hardship.
Maxwell 1999 say that a leader should recognize, develop, and refine certain personal characteristics needed to be a truly effective leader, the kind of leader people will want to follow. These are the sum of the traits of that leader. Number 1. Character. Character is a quality of person's behavior as revealed by his her habits, thought, and expression, attitude, and interest, action, and personal philosophies. In life, be a piece of the rock. There are always two paths to choose from: character and compromise of for character. Number 2. Charisma is a special spiritual gift bestowed temporarily by the Holy Spirit on a group, on an individual for the general good. It is an extraordinary power in a person, group, or cause which take hold a popular imagination and wins popular support. Number 3. Commitment. Engage want to do something as a continuing obligation. It is a state of intellectual and emotional inherence to someone political, social, and religious theory of action. Number 4. Communication. It's a two-way process of reaching mutual understanding in which participants do not exchange, encode, decode information but also create and share meaning. The meaning of communication is in the response and not a what is said or how it is said. Number 5. Competence indicates insufficiency of knowledge and skill that enable someone to act and with variety of situations. It is the capacity of the person to understand the situation and respond to it accordingly and reasonably and core competency is fundamental knowledge, ability, or expertise and expertise area. Number 6. Courage. It's the quality of the mind that enable a person to face difficulty and danger without fear and begins with inward battle in making things right, not just smoothing them one over. It is spirit's commitment from followers' life expand in proportion to one's courage.
Transformational leadership. Bass 1990 explains that transformational leadership is a form of leadership that occurs when leaders broaden and elevate the interests of their employees, when they generate awareness and acceptance of the purposes and mission of the group, and when they stimulate their employees to look beyond their own self-interest for the good of the group. Transformational leadership have a clear collective vision, and most importantly, they manage to communicate it effectively to all employees. By acting as role models, they inspire employees to put the good on the whole organization above self-interest. They also motivate employees to be more innovative, and they themselves take personal risks and are not afraid to use unconventional but ethical methods to achieve the collective vision. This form of leadership goes beyond traditional forms of transactional leadership that emphasizes corrective action and mutual exchanges and rewards only when performance expectations are met. Transactional leadership relies mainly on centralized control. Managers direct most activities by telling each person what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Transformational leaders, on the other hand, trust their subordinates and give them enough space to breathe and grow. Transactional and transformational leadership. Transactional leadership is based on power that makes use of rewards and coercion to deliver benefits to members, patronage, or to force or instill fear as illustrated by colonization, vote buying, and similar methods. Transformational leadership or real leadership starts from the recognition of what the members need and the step forward toward achieving these needs and relating rewards to effort. The leader acts as a role model. She lives out values, demonstrates personal qualities, is approachable and accessible, and accepts pressure to perform. The leader treats people as individuals and involves many in decision-making, seeks to empower and give maximum freedom, and is concerned with developing members collectively and individually.
Behaviors of a transformational leader. Number 1 is articulate in creating compelling vision of the future. 2. Uses stories and symbols to communicate his vision and message. 3. Specifies the importance of having a strong sense of purpose and a collective mission. 4. Talks optimistically and enthusiastically and express confidence that goals will be achieved. 5. Engenders the trust respect of his followers by doing the right thing rather than simply doing things right. 6. Instills pride in employees. 7. Talks most about important values and beliefs. 8. Considers the moral and ethical consequences and decisions. 9. Seeks different perspectives when solving problems. 10. Encourage employees to challenge old assumptions and to think about problems in new ways. 11. Spend time teaching and coaching. 12. Considers an individual's employees' different needs, abilities, and aspirations. 13. Is a compassionate, appreciative, and responsive to each employee and recognizes and celebrates each employee's achievements.
Four components of transformational leadership. Number 1. Charisma. The leader's charisma or idealized influence is envisioning and building confidence, and he or she sets high standards to be followed. Number 2. Inspirational motivation. The leader's inspirational motivation provides followers with challenges and meanings or reasons for engaging in shared goals and undertakings. Number 3. Intellectual stimulation. The leader's intellectual stimulation moves followers to question assumptions and generate more creative solutions to problems. Number 4. Individualized consideration. The leader treats each follower as individual and provides coaching, mentoring, and growth opportunities. The qualities of transformational leadership can be found at different levels: community, national, and even global communities, and in various sectors of the society. The leaders are able to translate their vision and commitment into institutional practice. Transformational leadership is non-hierarchical in structure and participatory in the process. It is characterized by high moral and ethical standards in each of the aforementioned components. The transformation of values, processes, and institutions appear as follows. A. Transformation of values. From power as dominion to power as liberation. From war and conflict to peace. From efficiency consideration to equality and equity. Balance between genders. From growth to sustainability. From winner take all nor to sharing and caring. Transformation of process. From non-hierarchical to participatory. From corrupt to clean. From secretive to transparent. From burdensome to empowering. Transformation of institutions. From bureaucratic to egalitarian, responsive, and accountable.
Moving from transactional leadership to transformational leadership requires a shift in leadership functions. 1. People are taking more responsibility for their own decision. This situation requires the leaders to provide conditions for creativity and develop fewer levels of leadership flatter structure. Transactional leadership is processes. To control requires a strict management structure. Transformational leadership focuses on inspiring others to follow, and it requires of coordination, communication, and cooperation. Leaders concentrate on strategy to help people respond to the changing world. In this statement, that the transformation leaders is critical for an organization because it takes responsibilities to encourage, to inspire, and to motivate others. In this context, transformational leadership is critical for an organizational. The primary leader needs to come from the ranks of members. Leadership cannot be left to the executives. The organization must grow its own leaders. As a leader, your role is to direct a team toward achieving its goal. Here are some of actions you can take to do. Transformational leadership has 3 types of function: task function, team functions, and individual functions. We has to be balanced among the 3 functions. 1. Transformational leadership and task function. Defining the task involves other. Making the plan involves other. Allocating the task involves other rather than the leader giving out tasks. Controlling the task uses fear, pressure, and self-control rather than being disciplinary. Checking the performance more self-management within the transformational approach. Adjusting the plan with group review. This action can enable your team to work more effectively as a unit. Transformational leadership and team function. Setting the standards involves the group. Enforcing discipline, promoting team spirit, encouraging and motivating, developing sub-leaders, communicating with the group has to be open and honest. Training, lifelong learning process. Everyone needs to undergo. It's essential to understand the unique needs, fears, and motivation of each of your team members. Here are some strategies for doing so. 3. Transformational leadership and individual functions. Attending to personal problems, praising individuals, enhancing confidence, giving status, pride, using abilities of the people within the organization, training as a continuing process involving individuals in decision-making process.
Leadership development. Develop a pool of leaders. Find people with basic leadership qualities. Widen the catchment area. Assure a democratic process. Provide knowledge and skills. Build leaders' personal capacities. Recognize this as a lifelong process. Support active leaders. Actively support leaders continuously and not to place them in position and leave them there. Virtuous cycle of leadership control. There has to be awareness of the framework through which transformational leadership must operate, emphasizing that an active and informed membership is critical to effective leadership. Work text for college students. A leader has a wholehearted faith and belief in the brightness of a cause. A leader shows his or her full support to an organization. Directly tells the members to do the same. Number 1. A leader should be energetic, sympathetic, friendly, and understanding to ensure the enthusiastic cooperation of followers. Number 2. He or she should have confidence in knowing in doing his or her job to gain the confidence of followers. Number 3. He or she should be an example to followers.
Proactive means the ability to response. We have the ability to choose between right and wrong, but it must be taken into account that we must be responsible enough for whatever consequences our actions may lead to. Use your creativity and initiatives. You are the one in charge. Number 2. Begin with the end in mind. Where do we go from here? Know where you want to go in making plans and decisions. See to it that the time and efforts that will be spent and utilized conforms to what we want to achieve. Use your ability to envision, this is where I want to go, and these are the things that must be done to lead me to that direction.
Put first things first. Practice self-management. Know your priorities. 4. Think win-win. This concerns mutual benefit, putting both parties on favorable situation. Number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. As the saying goes, the best way to understand is to listen. The practice of empathy governs this habit. It is about putting ourselves on the shoes of the other person based on the person's explanation. We ought to evaluate proof, advise the interpret as a way of responding to the person's feeling. 6. Synergize. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. More tasks will be done if we utilize all the things that we have, even though your contribution is that small. If everybody will do their part, things will go on smooth. 7. Sharpen the saw. What we had learned a couple of years back will become outdated. Many things evolve and develop so fast that there is a need to update ourselves through various food for the brain resources.
Teamwork is the process of working collaboratively with a group of people in order to achieve a goal. It is often a crucial part of a business as it is often necessary for colleagues to work well together and try their best in any circumstance. Ito yung proseso kung saan nagtutulungan ang bawat miyembro ng grupo tapos meron sila isang goal o layunin. Example nito is yung team building. Nakikipag-compete sila sa iba upang manalo at the same time nagtutulungan ng bawat individual para mangyari yung goal na gusto nila mangyari at gawin lagi yung best nila kahit sa anong sitwasyon. Teamwork means that people will try to cooperate by using their individual skills and providing constructive feedback. Despite any personal conflict between individuals, teamwork brings people together for a common purpose or goal and subordinates the needs of individuals to the needs of the group. Sabi naman dito is lahat ng miyembro ng grupo ay dapat nakikiko-operate or may nakakontribute para mas mabilis mangyari yung goal na gusto mangyari ng grupo. Kumbaga kahit mayroong mga misunderstanding na nangyayari or tampuan, hindi pa rin nagbabago yung goal na gusto nila matupad. Many management gurus define team as a group of individuals passionately committed to their end goal. When groups have common goals, teamwork is vital to success. Teachers expect teamwork among students. Employers expect employees to function effectively as a team. And most organizations convene teams to handle problems or project. Therefore, it is important to learn teamwork skills even if you prefer to work independent. Kapag may goal ang grupo, mas taas yung chance nila na mag-success kasi may mga bagay talagang ginagawa sa group. And syempre, dapat lahat ng membro is nakikiko-operate dito upang mataas yung chance na makamit nila yung goal. Sinasabi din dito na mahalagang matutunan ang mga kasanayan sa pagtutulungan ng magkakasama kahit na mas gusto mong magtrabaho ng mag-isa. What does teamwork look like in action? Basically, group members focus on the goal. They put aside individual differences and petty grievances to get the job done. They show passion for the project and each contribute to its success.
Time management is an art of arranging, organizing, scheduling, and budgeting one's time for the purpose of generating more effective work and productivity. There is an abundance of books, classes, workshops, day planners, and seminars on time management, which teach individuals and corporations how to be more organized and productive. Time management has become a crucial in recent years, thanks to 24/7 busy world in which we live. Here we can learn to devote enough time to our work activities, family or friends, but most of the time, we use it at work. You need to be more organized and responsible person to perform and follow the schedule that we make.
Time management is important for everyone, where time management books and seminars often place their focus on business, leaders, and corporations. Time management is also necessary for students, teachers, factory workers, professionals, and homemakers. Time management is perhaps most essential for the person who runs a business of his or her own or not. Managing work and home responsibilities under the same roof take a special type of time management. Like what I said, we need to compromise our schedule so we can fulfill all our duties and tasks as a person, not only those people who have business and works, and also us, so we can learn to value our time while we are still young.
An important aspect of time management is planning ahead. Sometimes, successful time management involves putting in more time at the outset in order to reorganize one's life. Though many time management books and teachings differ in their suggestions, most agree that the first step in efficient time management is to organize the workspace. Even if one's schedule is well ordered, but if the office and filing systems are a disaster, time will be wasted trying to work efficiently in disorderly place. Most important to perform time management, clean and tidy workspace. That one's of the reason to make easier and feels better. You are comfortable while working. When you are comfortable in your workspace, sure that the projects you do will have a good outcome. After cleaning, purging, and reorganizing the home or office, the next step in time management is to look at the activities one participates in during a week. Every last detail should be written down, including the time it takes to shower, dress, commute, attend meetings, make phone calls, clean the house, cook the dinner, pick up the children from school, take them to after-school activities, and eat meals.
Also include time for entertainment of exercise such as driving to the gym, going for a walk, watching television, or surfing the internet. After you organize the things you need to do at work or home, even small details such bathing, driving, or scrolling on social media, we need enough time to use it.
Often, when individuals write down every last activity, they find that there is a very little time left for sleeping. The end result is that many activities must be pared down, eliminated, consolidated, or delegated, prioritizing activities on a scale of 1 to 3, 1 being the most important and 3 being the least, can help with this task. This is about to rate the activities from important to the least important.
Lastly, good time management involves keeping a schedule of the tasks and activities that have been deemed important. Keeping a calendar or daily planner is helpful to stay on task, but self-discipline is also required. The most efficient to-do list in the world will not help someone who does not look at or follow his/her own daily planner. Here is the proper use of time management. It is important that you do it first because you can't make or tell someone that he needs time management if you can't apply it to yourself. Of course, the other side of the argument is to remember to live, get on top of your time management, get organized, and at least one day off each week. Be organized but do not be a slave to time management because we also need time for yourself. Don't forget it because you work hard but you forget and neglect yourself. So make time for yourself but also don't forget the obligations or your work. Sometimes you also need to refresh yourself.
Decision making. Decision making is a process that involves selecting the most logical choice from among two or more options. As example is deciding whether to move to a new apartment, to live with the in-laws, or stay in the same apartment. Making a decision is instrumental in survival and prosperity of human beings. The right choice is what sets an average individual from the rest. Although the ability of making the correct decision within a short span of time is a highly valued trait, we cannot simply follow a set of patterns when deciding on a course of action at all points in time. There are different types of decision making that we do depending on the situation at hand. Consider the following in decision making. 1. Identification of alternative solutions. 2. Evaluation of possible options to determine which one meets the decision objectives. 3. Selection of the best option after an in-depth evaluation.
Involvement in decision making. Every group has to make a decision at one time or another and all. The members have to make a commitment to choose the best option available. The following are the different types of involvement in making decisions. First is consensus or agreement. Involves compromising various possibilities after all opinions have been heard. Disagreements and minority viewpoints are discussed fully. Everyone feels free to express himself/herself. This method helps build understanding, unity, cooperation, and commitment. It is important in making decisions to have an agreement and consensus to avoid misunderstanding, and it will help to discuss fully the opinion and suggestion of one another. This will be a great help to have a unity, cooperation, and commitment that is very important in a team. Next is majority voting. It's considered the most effective way to make a decision. However, one may lose the interest or loyalty of the members of the minority who voted against a decision, especially if they feel their side was not heard. Majority voting is a great help to have a one decision, but this also have a negative effect because some people who was in the minority side can lose their interest because their side was not heard. Next is the minority. It's not consciously organized, but a few powerful personalities dominate the group. Often unconsciously, these people later wonder why the others are apathetic. The minority are the person that are few powerful personalities who can dominate the groups in making decisions. Next is the silent consensus. Of some groups leads to unanimous decision. This type of involvement in decision making is rarely applied when tackling important issues. Unanimous agreement is sometimes assumed when some members do not want to disagree and have chosen to stay silent. This consensus comes when some members stay silent and some members do not want to agree. For example, in one group, some people are silent because they are waiting on what would be the result. And some members do not want to disagree. In this case, silent consensus appear. Next is the clique. It's a small group whose members plan beforehand to get their way in decision making, because they are better organized than those who disagree. They are often successful in having their own way in resolving an immediate issue, but they bring the spirit of rivalry rather than cooperation to the group. This is a small group that were organized and they have a teamwork wherein they are planning their move beforehand. They are also organized so that they can get their way in decision making, rather than to those members of the group who don't have a plan regarding on what they should do. And next is the hand clasp. Happens when one person makes a suggestion and another comments it. Without further discussion, the matter is decided. Resentment, however, surfaces later on. These hand claps occur when the matter is decided immediately because one person makes a suggestion and the other one comments it. Next is the one-person decision. It's quickly made, but later when the decider needs free or voluntary support from others to implement the decisions, he/she might find trouble getting it. It is easy to decide for one thing, but if you are in a team, it is difficult to find a person that will easily support your decisions. You need to explain and collaborate with your groupmates in order for them to support your decisions. The last one is the flop occurs. When a group makes a decision by not making a decision at all. Someone make a suggestion, but it's dropped or junked altogether and no one pays any attention to it. This is the most common and least visible team decision-making method. Someone proposes an idea and before anyone responds, someone else suggests another idea and conversion moves on.
Difficulties in decision making. Ito yung mga nakaka-apekto sa pagdidesisyon ng bawat individual o grupo. So, ano nga ba yung nakaka-apekto sa decision making? Number 1, fear of consequences. Bring division and disagreement. Bawat tao, iniisip na nila yung mga possible outcomes sa mga pwedeng mangyari sa ginagawa nila. Tapos, pag hindi ito tinuloy or natuloy, yun dahil sa consequences na iniisip mo, mahahati sila, magkakaroon ng division sa bawat isa. Kung anong pinaniniwalaan at dito rin nagkakaroon ng di pagkakaunawaan. Number 2, conflicting loyalties of one person as a member of different groups frequently leads to divided loyalties about decisions. Ang magkasalungat na katapatan ng isang tao bilang miyembro ng iba't ibang grupo ay madalas na humahantong sa hating katapatan tungkol sa mga desisyon. Kasi bawat isa mayroong pinaniniwalaan, kaya kapag hindi ito ang gusto ng iba, dito nagkakaroon ng di pagkakasundo-sundo ng bawat tao or miyembro. Number 3, interpersonal conflicts and personal differences evoke various feelings among members which interfere with sound decision making. Ito yung hindi pagkakaunawaan ng dalawang tao o higit pa na nagdudulot ng iba't ibang emosyon sa bawat miyembro na nakakaapekto sa maayos na pagdesisyon. Number 4, hidden agenda or secret motive can hinder decision making for reason a member does not share with the group. Ito yung may ginawa ka ng patago na desidido ka na gawin. Sinasabi na nakakaapekto o nakakahadlang sapagkat hindi ito alam ng grupo na dapat alam nila kasi isang grupo kayo. Dapat alam niyo yung mga mahalagang bagay ng bawat isa. Number 5, blundering methods include using procedure that leaves little room for expressing differing views, substituting personal opinions for adequate information, and disregarding proper consultation or consensus. Ito yung pamamaraan na nag-iiwan ng kaunting puwang para sa pagpapahayag ng magkakaibang pananaw, pagpapalit ng mga personal na opinion para sa sapat na impormasyon at pagwalang bahala sa wastong konsultasyon o pinagkasunduan. Kumbaga, nagkakasundo sila sa parehas nilang magkaibang opinion tapos isinasawalang bahala or dinidisregard nila yung napagkasunduan. Number 6, inadequate leadership restricts the expressions of opinion and discussion on issues. Leaders fail to provide assistance in selecting appropriate methods for decision making or are insensitive to the factor that cause difficulty in the group. Dito naman ang nagkukulang ay ang leader kung saan hindi nakakapagbigay ng mga pamamaraan para sa pagsasagawa ng decision. Number 7, clash of interest occurs when different groups or individuals within an organization have opposing interests. Nagaganap naman yung tinatawag na clash of interest kapag may mga magkakasalungat na interes ang bawat isang tao